I just wanted to take a minute and touch on project-based learning and the design process. 3D printing really lends itself well to project-based learning and the design process. Since project-based learning is not universal in our curriculum, I put together this quick presentation to give you an overview of what project-based learning is, what the design process is, and how it works. I hope you enjoy it. So, what is project-based learning? It's built upon student-driven inquiry and collaboration. It grows skills that students need to be successful 21st century information seekers, critical and creative thinkers, and collaborators in our information-rich society. It focuses on the process over the final product. It is interdisciplinary, and it gives students agency in their own learning. It really puts them in the driver's seat of their learning and their achievement. As a teacher, you act more as a guide or as a coach than as the person that gives the students the knowledge. The students sort of take it upon themselves to create their knowledge, and you are there to help along the way. And assessment is centered more on the inquiry process than solely on the end product. And one way to facilitate project-based learning is through the design process. Now, the design process is a real-world process used by engineers and inventors. It encourages collaboration, critical thinking, and creative problem solving. It can be applied to any project, not just an engineering project or an invention. And it is a great way to guide students through project-based learning assignment. Now, the first step in the design process is to brainstorm. In the brainstorming section or portion, all ideas are welcome. Students get together, they sort of spit out anything that comes to mind. It can incorporate a series of open-ended questions to help move student thinking. If they're having trouble, it's one way to differentiate. And it is a place, there's no wrong answer here. We are just working through all of our ideas. And then after the brainstorming section, then you start to design. You review your ideas from brainstorming. You think about what is feasible, what do you have on hand, how you can actually construct your idea. And then you think about what are some of the parameters of the end result. What are some problems you might encounter along the way as you create your design. And then the students get together and they work on their design, which leads them to the building, testing, evaluating, and redesigning section of the design process. Now, here you test the design. Does it meet the goal of the project? You think about new problems that arose and why they came about. You rework and redesign as needed as a team. And sometimes you consult with other student teams. You can think about their project. What aspects are successful? Can their advances be applied to your team's project? And this section of the design process really presents an opportunity to reframe the notion of failing. Failing is really just the first attempt at learning. It is not, if everyone's design is probably going to fail in some way, at least once, probably twice, likely 3 times along the way in the design process. And thinking of failure as an opportunity to grow and to learn as opposed to a bad thing is a really valuable lesson for students to learn. And finally, then we share what we have come up with. You reflect on the process. You think about what steps did you take to complete the goals of the project. Students think about what features of their design is most successful and what can be improved upon given more time and or resources. And then you can look at all the students' projects and think about what are some of the commonalities between all of the groups. Some students will need some more support as they navigate project-based learning in the design process, sort of providing more structure and encouragement, creating some open-ended questions, being there as a person to bounce ideas off of, and to keep the focus really on the process and not on this notion of failing or as a bad thing and failing as an opportunity to grow. PBS Learning Media has an excellent interactive video walkthrough of the design process. It is not a 3D learning project, but it is a great way. It's a great interactive module they've put together to help you see the design process in action and how students work with it and how it can work in your classroom. Thank you for taking the time, and please feel free to contact me with any questions you may have. Thank you.